So I need to go, first of all, get my little phone stand because I'm not holding this fucker all day. And then I was gonna make videos all night last night, and then I got tired of dealing with the fucking memory issue. And then I'm not gonna buy a new cell phone because mama ain't gonna be around long, right? So I'm just gonna deal with this while I have to. I'm kidding. God's gonna save me. Okay. What I was saying last night, and then I got distracted, and then my memory died twice. Oh, shit, this is so loud. Is that they had said that I manipulated him and all this bullshit, and then they said that he didn't know when court was, even though there was a countdown to court in the text messages, and that, you know, I hadn't told him about court, which I did in the text messages, and then I had told him that maybe we wouldn't get divorced, and then I never said that anywhere in the text messages. I did indeed say, "Are you okay?" I did indeed say that we were getting divorced. She just jump scared twice. What the heck? And then look at you, you're covered in burns. Covered in them. All day, every day. We gotta brush these out. I did say like so many fucking times that we were, okay, that's funny. My fucking alarm cut it off this time, not the memory. So I did, I mean, I said so many times that we were getting divorced. Though he was trying to convince me to just separate instead of divorce, and I did think about it every day. I thought about not getting divorced, but I didn't tell him that. And then usually I didn't tell my family that either because I didn't want them to kill me. Too bad nobody fucking killed me before I had to kill myself, and then now it's my problem. Like everything else. That's okay. I don't want anyone else to kill me, and then they have to live with that. Shit. Oh, the separation. He was trying to get me to do a separation, and I wanted to do it for two reasons. One was, in truth, I needed him to like give me fucking money. And knew that if we would just remain separated, he would maybe, but not likely, still give money to the animals like you said, but we all now know that he wouldn't have. But I was like, you know what, if we're gonna remain married, or if we're gonna get remarried, I might as well maybe just do the separation so that he is not such a piece of shit. But look at that control, you know. Will maybe give me money to support our obligations if I do what he wants. And then I didn't, and so he never has given me money. But also, I wanted to help keep him alive, and I had this conversation with his uncle where I was like, I want to do what I can to help him still, and if a separation will buy him time to get healthy, maybe I should just go that route. And his uncle is like, do not let him manipulate you. Thank you, Al. But literally, I don't think that I ever told John not one fucking time outside of the one time, like October 21st or something like that. It's like, because he was very suicidal. And I was like, fine, if I call it off, will you just not kill yourself? I think I said this the other night. And he's like, no, now we have to get a divorce. Okay. Can't keep up. But then he told the court that he didn't know we were getting a divorce, nor did he know the day or the time or the location or the city or the state or the country or anything like that it was taking place at. And so we had to submit texts and emails. I wonder if I already said this. But within the messages that we submitted were a lot of pictures of like my boobs and you know, like our 4-minute sexting conversations. And I don't know what else of mine was in the pictures. Lots of his dick. Solicited and unsolicited. Mostly unsolicited. And that is part of what broke my brain, was having to submit that shit to the court, because not only does his motion say that I manipulated him with sex and that we had multiple telephone interludes, romantic telephone interludes, that's the wording, which, like, you know, my family read that, and that's horrifying. But then, like, my lawyer's office, his lawyer's office, the fucking judge, these people saw my tits. And what he used in part to leave me was the fact that I wanted him to remove all of the pictures and videos of me that he had from his devices, because when he goes insane, he doesn't have to be insane to do whatever he wants, okay? Because he does whatever he wants all the time. But when he does spaz the fuck out sometimes, and now I come to realize it's not even that, it's that he's doing whatever he wants, and then a lot of the time he'll blame it on bipolars. I just thought that I was fighting that. In reality, I was just fighting him the whole time and his crazy motherfucking personalities, and he always did whatever he wanted and blamed it on bipolar, when in fact it was just him being a piece of shit. If he would come home, I might feel better, though. So anyway, while he was in Vegas, and today is going to be a day of reading a lot of text messages between us, because this shit is all over my Amazon memories, and now I'm going to go, I pulled it up on the fucking computer, and I'm going to start reading some of this shit. But I told him, he told me that it was my fault, that what happened to me last July was my fault. And that I was manipulating him. And that if I didn't want other people to touch me, I shouldn't have gone there. And, just like when his boss touched me, I shouldn't have been blackout drunk by drinking the drinks that in text message you can see that he told me that I must drink. And, but then it was my fault for being drunk and then flirty. And then in July, it was also my fault for going. And so he said, if you didn't want to be touched, you shouldn't have gone. And then he told me that our counselor told him that I was manipulating him and that it was my fault. And I'm like, you know what? This fucking asshole. I don't want him to have pictures and videos of me anymore, because he's going to do whatever he wants. And then if I'm supposed to not do, truthfully, if I'm supposed to stop something that I don't want, and he's supposed to be okay with that, then I want him to delete my pictures and my videos from his phone and his computers. Because I never wanted him to have that stuff. Okay, you want a picture of my tits? That's fine. We're not going to put my face in it. We're not going to put all that other shit in it. You can have a picture of boobs, because you can find boobs all over the internet without my face on it. And, but we had multiple huge meltdowns from him, because he's my husband and I should trust him, and it's his right to have my face in pictures and videos of a private nature. And I knew it was wrong all along. I hated it all along, but it was easier to just let him have those than the fights that we had. And it's also like, you know, he is my husband, and so, okay. And that was before I knew just how fucking dangerous he was in March of 2021. So anyway, last year, a couple days, maybe tomorrow of last year. No, fuck, tomorrow's his birthday. So Monday of last year, I was like, you know what? I don't want him to have them, so I'm going to tell him that. And then I did, and then he had a fucking meltdown. And then he said I was leaving him, and I was divorcing him and leaving him, and that by asking him to do that, that was enough confirmation from him. I don't remember exactly all of the words and exactly how it went, so I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to be reading some of this shit soon on videos and giving my own comments so that if I do happen to be dead, I can defend myself a little bit. I shouldn't need to. I don't really know why I'm doing it other than I'm going to fucking do it. I'm having to read this shit, I might as well read it to you. And then if I do survive this and I do live on, okay, no big deal. But anyway, back to the point, is that it devastated me last year. He knows nobody was ever supposed to see anything with my face in it. He knows nobody's ever supposed to see anything like that of me. I guarantee you, if there's any internet sleuths out there, if you could look for some videos and pictures of me online and find them, please call the FBI. And if you can find them on the dark web, which I know is where a good place to start at least, call the FBI. He did not, never had my permission to do any of that. One of my hunters is going at it out there. Just bugs. Yeah, he never had any permission to do that. So if anyone can find any of that, please call FBI. And after I release these videos and he gets mad and he starts to post shit, then also call the FBI. But yeah, that really broke my brain when I had to submit all of that, and my lawyer saw what should have been private conversations and then also what should have been very, very private photos. So girls out there, don't even trust your husband. They always say don't take those fucking pictures, right? Once it's out there forever. Well, it is. And then even if you think it's not out there, your husband has 74 fucking copies of every picture and video that you're in on all kinds of different devices. And then when you stop doing exactly what he wants, and so he stops being nice in any capacity, he's gonna just share that shit and love it as it eats you up and you die more and more inside. Yeah, that's so embarrassing to me. So embarrassing to me. I should just release some myself and take back control. That's where I wanted to go with that, though, was my video cut off last night. I never made that point, which is that I was just fucking devastated. When I knew I was having to start to gather that shit in November, my eyes are starting to bug already. That escalated the downward spiral quite quickly. Because because that's just another betrayal. And I know, I can say, well, you know, he didn't like take the pictures and then hand them to those people. I know, I get it. But the fact that I know that he loved it and that he knew that it was going to devastate me and he loved it. And I know this because I know him. Now, do I always know exactly what kind of crazy shit he's going to do? No, because you can't predict what a fucking is going to do. But you do know the kind of stuff that they love in their sadistic, twisted mind. And that, like, there's a whole bucket of crazy shit that they might do. You just don't know which one of those things will actually be the thing they do. And then sometimes they surprise you and come up with all new crazy shit to do. So yeah, I'm really glad that that everybody got to see those photos and conversations. And my lawyer even made a joke about our romantic our super romantic telephone interludes of him masturbating in an airplane bathroom. He also does say in that text conversation, let's go ahead and get this shit out there, that he was masturbating in his seat before he got up and then came in the bathroom, all over the bathroom. I don't think you're supposed to just like masturbate on those seats. Right there. But he does. I don't know, did we have one single airplane ride where he didn't want me to jack him off? And I never did, not one time. But just like constant grabbing my hand and putting it on his dick. And constant removing my hand from his dick. We didn't go on that many plane rides together. Vegas wasn't a plane ride together. Chicago wasn't a plane ride together. So that excludes everything in our marriage that we did. Both ending with me being touched by other people sexually. And then, that time I went to Vegas and came from Vegas alone. That was my first trip to Vegas with him. The second trip to Vegas with him might have been a plane ride together. The trip to New York, at least one way was together, maybe both ways. So we take 4 plane rides, maybe 6. Total, I think 4. But yeah, every fucking one he wanted me to jack him off. Or just like sit in his lap and get fucked right there. Which is kind of exciting to think about, but no, I was not going to do that. Yeah, so I hope that the lawyers and the paralegals and their friends and their family and the judge all really enjoyed seeing my photos that they were never supposed to see. That's just devastating. That's all right, I'll release some myself. Let's just get this over.